Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. Deep Abyss and Lava Ocean were different. Deep Abyss was also known by universe masters as the road to desperation. What they meant was, the moment one broke into this region, it would be a road to destruction with no chance of survival. On the contrary, in Lava Ocean, there would still be a glimmer of hope if one was willing to try to fight for a chance for survival. Both Five Beasts God and Crimson Pyramid were sucked into that gloomy and bottomless deep abyss. Five Chaos Master, who had been trying his best to charge his way out, just a while ago, broke into crazy laughter. That laughter sounded frightening. Good, he said. You have my admiration. I would never have expected this from you, since you have only lived this long. With such precious true treasures, that Wing's true treasure and Palace true treasure. After surviving the ordeal in Lava Ocean, you are now going to charge into Deep Abyss out of your own accord. You are truly determined. Determined to give up everything. But you and I are different. I have lived for close to 3 reincarnation eras, and my end is nearing. Doomsday is inevitable. At least for great beings like myself. We no longer stand a chance. Only Universe Supreme Masters have a shot for that last chance for survival. This is the reason Universe Masters of the first reincarnation era were all so insane, Five Chaos Master continued. It is because, in the face of Doomsday, we are so helpless. All hopes were pinned on the Universe Supreme Masters of the race, for at least one to be able to make it past this reincarnation era. The helplessness that came along with an imminent doomsday drove us all insane. I dared to fight you. I did not expect you to dare to fight me and to drag me, a universe master whose doomsday is drawing so near, together with you into the deep abyss. Five Chaos Master laughed out loud. This time, we will certainly die. While you and I both have several bodies, we both have lost our strongest bodies that we send for battles through this round. In the future, we may still have a chance to exchange blows, but no matter how we fight each other in life and death battles, after this round, Luo Feng, no matter how much I want to kill you or how much I hate you, do know that I also admire you. You are truly a worthy opponent. I will never, ever, even the slightest bit, underestimate you again. A voice was transmitted out from within Crimson Pyramid. I'm honored. Five Chaos Master has always paid no heed of me. Now, you are finally treating me as a worthy opponent. Luo Feng seemed quite at ease. Even if I have lost my true treasures like extermination godly armor, my other bodies still have various other pinnacle true treasures, said Five Chaos Master. My power will still be on the level of a 5th grade universe master. It will just be weakened by a mere fraction. Five Chaos Master snorted. But if you were to lose that Wing's true treasure, without this Crimson Palace true treasure, the next time you bump into me, will you be able to defend yourself at all? Without the power to resist. Five Chaos Master was already prepared to die a martyr's death. As a super great being, if there was a chance of survival, no matter how slight, he would naturally fight for survival. But when there was 0 chance of survival, he would accept his fate most graciously. You do not have to worry yourself about this, Five Chaos Master, said Luo Feng. How much time have I spent on cultivation so far? Maybe the next time we meet, my power will have surpassed yours. Even without my Wing's true treasure, I can defeat you all the same, attacking you until you are forced to beat a hasty retreat. Ha ha. Confident. You are so confident. Deep Abyss was truly frightening. Be it Crimson Pyramid or Five Beasts God, none had the slightest ability to put up a resistance against Deep Abyss. Roar. The force sucked at them crazily, pulling Crimson Pyramid and Five Beasts God into the depths at high speed. This was different from the strangulation power of the lava whirlpool of Lava Ocean. This gravitational force was more like a black hole. But this black hole was a zillion times stronger, and the deeper one advanced within it, the stronger the suction force would get. Cried Five Chaos Master. I cannot sustain Five Beasts God any longer. Ha ha. Silver Wings Horde leader Luo Feng, I shall make a move first. We will battle again the next time we meet. 5 Chaos Master bade his farewell amidst laughter. The whole of that hideous 5 Beasts God was trembling under the suction force, as though it would collapse and fall apart any moment. 2 pieces of scales were torn off within an instant and sucked into the depths of deep abyss. After all, 5 Beasts God was just a set of battle techniques that had been pieced together. In terms of defense and attack, it might be comparable to a Pinnacle Palace true treasure, but in terms of stability, it was slightly inferior to that of a real Pinnacle Palace true treasure. That was why, as the suction force increased, it would be impossible to maintain the form of 5 Beasts God. Following the detachment of the 2 scales, a large number of scales started falling apart. Countless scales of the extermination, godly armor were sucked into the depths of the deep abyss. 5 Beasts God had fallen apart, naturally revealing 5 Chaos Master inside it. Ha ha! 5 Chaos Master started laughing without inhibitions. With a great ripping sound, the frightening gravitational force tore apart his entire godly body and sent him straight toward annihilation. He disappeared soundlessly and without a trace. His world ring, space ring and all were completely shattered under the terrifying strength of this force. A plethora of items, materials, true treasures, and other belongings appeared out of nowhere. But the moment they appeared, banging sounds erupted. One by one, the true treasures were shattered, annihilated. Ordinary true treasures, senior true treasures, and top-tier true treasures were all torn asunder. Countless materials were wrung and shattered. The gravitational force at this point was not enough to take apart a Pinnacle Palace-type true treasure, but it was enough to take apart a top-tier Palace true treasure. It could also take apart many Pinnacle true treasure weapons. Within a moment, some of the important gains of 5 Chaos Master that he carried about with him wherever he went were all annihilated. Only core of the Blade Sector, Water Ripple Prison, Black Pendant, and Extermination Godly Armor were unscathed. Extermination Godly Armor, in the form of countless scales, was sucked deep within. Core of the Blade Sector, Water Ripple Prison and Black Pendant were all swept into deep abyss. 5 Chaos Master, rest in peace, said Luo Feng. Luo Feng was inside Crimson Pyramid, executing Golden Kingdom. Hazy golden light enshrouded his surroundings. He could clearly see the wholly intact core of the Blade Sector, Water Ripple Prison, and Black Pendant. Those that could survive the terrifying gravitational force of deep abyss, and still stay intact, must be precious true treasures. Luo Feng tried using Golden Kingdom to bind those valuables to him, but the gravity of deep abyss was far stronger than the binding force of Golden Kingdom. The two were on totally different levels. It was impossible for him to control those 3 items at all. The speed at which Crimson Pyramid, core of the Blade Sector, Water Ripple Prison, and Black Pendant were traveling at got faster and faster. The countless scales of extermination, godly armor, were also moving at an unbelievably fast speed. That is, Luo Feng could vaguely see a huge black object moving in a crisscross manner beneath him. Boom. 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 Countless scales, core of the Blade Sector, Water Ripple Prison, and Black Pendant were all ramming into that gigantic black object. The impact could cause a complete change in direction. One by one, the treasures went off in different directions, and were all sucked into deep abyss. Black Pendant. Luo Feng hesitated for a while, then immediately manipulated Star Tower, and did his best to move closer to the Black Pendant. Star Tower also crashed into that black object. Then it rolled and went after the Black Pendant. In the first miniature universe of the Divine Eye Clan, 5 Chaos Master let out bouts of laughter, such wild laughter. He stood by the railings of his godly palace, looking far ahead, laughing hysterically. Endless light rays gathered in the space before 5 Chaos Master to form an old man with a similar single-eyed shadow at his back. The old man strolled over, looked at 5 Chaos Master, and with a slow, gentle voice, greeted him. 5 Chaos. First True Master. 5 Chaos gave a slight bow as he greeted him back. The Divine Eye Clan had 7 True Masters. Every single one was a Universe Supreme Master. And First True Master was at the highest position and was most admired. My master body for battles has just been annihilated, 5 Chaos Master said. It was annihilated in the deep abyss high up in the sky above Blazing Flames Lake within the 9th level of deep abyss. First True Master continued to look at 5 Chaos Master. Ha ha ha. I have underestimated Luo Feng, said 5 Chaos Master. He is a new, strong great being who has a long life ahead of him, but narrowly escaped death while trying to break through lava ocean. Thereafter, he dared to drag me with him as he charged into deep abyss. Ha! After a hair's breadth escape from death, normally we would cherish our lives even more. He should value his more than I valued mine. I have failed. 5 Chaos Master smiled. What about the true treasures you have lost? First True Master inquired. In deep abyss, many of them have definitely been shattered to pieces. The only surviving ones are Black Pendant, Core of the Blade Sector, Water Ripple Prison, and Extermination Godly Armor. Among them, Core of the Blade Sector and Water Ripple Prison could be expected to be shattered in some other dangerous lands within deep abyss. Only Black Pendant, which came from the universe boat and possessed power that was second only to Extermination Godly Armor, a supreme true treasure, could be preserved. Black Pendant and 2 great unique true treasures. First True Master nodded slightly. Worthy enough for the Divine I clan's first True Master to take action this time. Deep abyss was the road to desperation. It was only possible for Universe Supreme Masters to break through. A short moment later, 2 Universe Supreme Masters, the Divine I clan's 3rd True Master and 6th True Master, took off at the same time and headed for Universe Boat. The target this time was the Black Pendant and 2 great unique true treasures, Extermination Godly Armor and Silver Wings. Primal Chaos City Leader sent 3 consecutive messages to Luo Feng. Luo Feng, you are being hunted down by 4 Universe Masters, including Sealed Hollow Master and 5 Chaos Master. What is the situation? When Luo Feng had fallen into deep abyss, he had finally replied to one of the messages. Teacher, I have dragged 5 Chaos Leader with me into the 9th level of deep abyss. That was all Luo Feng replied. He did not wish to say that he was still alive because, firstly, he was unable to explain why he was still alive. And secondly, the moment they knew he was alive, the human race would come rushing over to rescue him. He was worried that implicating his human race would bring about more trouble. Because everything was within his speculations, the moment the news spread about him and 5 Chaos Master falling into deep abyss, it would attract the attention of many Universe Supreme Masters, who would desire to vie for true treasures. If the human race was thinking of saving him, more trouble was bound to arise. It's better for me to settle everything, Luo Feng said to himself. To the outside world, just let them think that my original body has been annihilated. The moment Primal Chaos City Leader learned the news, he stood outside his palace and observed a moment of silence. I hope you will have acquired more resilience through your failure this time. You have the ability to divide your body, and you have just started cultivation. You are bound to make it further and higher in the future. That was all Primal Chaos City Leader said. He did not go on further. Actually, from Primal Chaos City Leader's point of view, if one wanted a unique true treasure like the Wings True Treasure, the only way was to meet with the right opportunity and luck. Once lost, recovering it would be close to impossible. One word to describe this situation: arduous. He was also aware that the growth of a super great being was a self-governing process. It was unaided by nature, and was something outsiders would not be able to help with. Able to drag 5 Chaos to death with him. This disciple of mine is really something. And to think that 5 Chaos is actually someone of my caliber. Primal Chaos City Leader shook his head, then wasted no time in heading over to where Huge Axe Creator was. Huge Axe. Primal Chaos City Leader approached, and Huge Axe Creator walked out of the godly palace. He was barefooted, and his hair was a mess. He walked out in this state. Primal Chaos City Leader. Why have you come? For Luo Feng. I heard about it, too. It seems he is being hunted down by 4 Universe Masters, including Sealed Hollow Master and 5 Chaos Master. He has already entered the 9th level of Deep Abyss with 5 Chaos Master, Primal Chaos City Leader said. There is no way they can survive. Luo Feng's true treasure, and 5 Chaos's true treasures, are all in the 9th level of Deep Abyss. It is a rare opportunity. Huge Axe, are you going to make a trip there? Go? Of course I must go, Huge Axe creator said. News of the fight between Luo Feng and 5 Chaos Master, and Ultimate Arrow Master, and Yin Tuo, had already spread to all 3 incarnation eras and the 2 holy lands. However, news now came that 5 Chaos Master, who had survived Lava Ocean, had fought Luo Feng again, and they had both died in the abyss above Blazing Water Lake. The news shocked everyone. That Silver Wing Horde leader is so stupid. Why did he fight 5 Chaos Master like that? 5 Chaos Master is from the first universe era. Those universe masters are all crazy. They are facing ultimate death. Even if they can survive this time, they'll still die in the future. How long has he been practicing? He's that lucky to get the Silver Wing true treasure, and he's willing to give it up. Humph. It'll be extremely difficult for him to get another true treasure like that. That Luo Feng died with 5 Chaos, at least. 5 Chaos is a moron. If he were a great being from the second incarnation era, he wouldn't have behaved like that. He should have given up after surviving Lava Ocean. He still chased Luo Feng. No wonder he's from the first incarnation era. He died. Interesting. Both of them have bodies, so they'll show up again. What else will happen? How will Luo Feng fight 5 Chaos Master without that Silver Wing's true treasure? Both of them are dead, which means Extermination Godly Armor and the Silver Wing are both in the abyss. Ha ha. I'll definitely go there. There are 12 abysses in total. Do you even know which one they are in? If it weren't for Universe Supreme Masters, they wouldn't dare go. After that fight, Luo Feng was known to the entire Universe Ocean. At least, the 3 incarnation eras and the 2 holy lands all knew about Luo Feng, and they didn't dare look down upon him. After all, Ultimate Arrow Master and 5 Chaos Master had been defeated because of him. Do you want to go to the abyss, Scorpion? I heard that both Extermination Godly Armor and the Wing True Treasure are there. I have a Supreme True Treasure, so I don't need those. Besides, do you even know which abyss it is? I believe that some Universe Supreme Masters from the Divine Eye clan are rushing there now. Compared to us, lone Universe Supreme Masters, those Universe Supreme Masters backed by their races value the true treasures more. But I don't give a damn about that Extermination Godly Armor. I am, however, interested in that Silver Wing True Treasure. That should be the first true treasure that can control the space and time aside from Supreme True Treasures. That's right. A true treasure that can control space and time. Ha ha. How special. However, it's useless to us, Universe Supreme Masters. We make the orders, and once given, they are strictly enforced. That's much more powerful than a Silver Wing True Treasure. Okay, then I'll stay in the core area with you. Extermination Godly Armor and the Silver Wing's True Treasure indeed attracted lots of Universe Supreme Masters. After all, it was very difficult to get a Supreme True Treasure in the 3 lands of Extremis. Even for Huge Axe Founder, it took him an eternity to get one. As for Extermination Godly Armor and the Silver Wing's True Treasure, they were only second to Supreme True Treasures, and were extremely precious. They were attractive to Universe Supreme Masters. Milky Way Horde leader Luo Feng's Godly Palace. A mind slashed the space and time and arrived at the space and time. There were countless undying servants and guards in the Godly Palace. There were also several Universe Knights like Ganwu Country Master, yet those Universe Masters didn't even sense that mind. Inside a quiet training room, 9 undying servants were guarding it outside. Inside the quiet training room, Luo Feng's remote ocean body sat, with his legs crossed, and a pool was right behind him. The pool was the God Country transportation portal, and it was connected to his God Country. For all these years, remote ocean body would sometimes travel to the ancestral God School, and receive the Beast God Path inheritance. A powerful inheritance arrived, and a blurry being was formed in front of Luo Feng. It was an elder with 2 horns, sitting mountain guest. Teacher. Remote ocean body stood up and gave a salutation. Luo Feng. Sitting mountain guest looked at Luo Feng. I heard something about you, but is it true? Luo Feng answered respectfully. It is true, and I bet it came from Purple Moon Holy Land. I was in Blazing Water Land, and I was hunted by 3 Universe Masters from Purple Moon Holy Land and 5 Chaos Master. I dragged 5 Chaos Master into the 9th Abyss to or others. You did the right thing. Sitting mountain guest exclaimed. You have a silver wing true treasure, which attracts other great beings. If they believe you're weak, they'll try to seize it. And after this time, some great beings will be intimidated by you. Luo Feng nodded. You can pretend that your original body has died, said Sitting Mountain guest. Just hide yourself and train for a time. How's the path of Beast God? I almost completed the 6th level, said Luo Feng. Keep practicing and reach the 7th level as soon as possible, said Sitting Mountain guest. And then he whispered with concern, remember, you should definitely take risks on the path to great beings, but sometimes, you need to remain low-key. I think the Divine I Clan might send some Universe Supreme Masters there. Be safe. Sure. Luo Feng nodded. Sitting Mountain guest disappeared. Luo Feng nodded. Sitting Mountain guest was right. He couldn't be too crazy, as he might end up killing himself. And it was also important for him to improve his power. Although he was able to create secret techniques, he was still too weak on laws, as he hadn't even completed the 7th level of the Beast God path. And then Luo Feng smiled. Although Sitting Mountain guest was only there to talk, he could sense that Sitting Mountain guest was concerned. After all, when Luo Feng was still weak, Sitting Mountain guest could be in control of everything. However, it was 5 Chaos Master that Luo Feng was dealing with, and even Universe Supreme Masters from the Divine I Clan might interfere. Even Sitting Mountain guest wouldn't be able to handle it. Sitting Mountain guest went to talk to Luo Feng, yet Primal Chaos City leader never went to him. At the apex of the Thunder Island in the virtual universe, Longyang Master held a cup of wine. Why don't you go to see Luo Feng? Asked Longyang Master. No need. He's not stupid. Primal Chaos City leader frowned and poured wine in his cup. Besides, I can't help him. He has remote ocean body, so his earthling original body can be recovered quickly. However, I haven't heard from him in a while. Longyang Master held the wine cup and laughed in his heart. Chaos, he thought, you do care about him, but you just don't want to say it. The 9th Abyss. The black pendant and the small bloody pyramid were flying in the endless abyss. It's been 6 days since I entered this abyss, but I kept being swallowed by that power, said Luo Feng. Some Universe Supreme Masters might come here after learning about it, but it might take years for them to arrive. Luo Feng remained calm. He was controlling Crimson Pyramid. It was the same size as the black pendant, so normally, they followed the same gravitational power. Luo Feng was able to control Crimson Pyramid, so that he could closely follow the black pendant. As for grabbing it, his godly power was crushed the moment it went out. The power of Golden Country was nothing compared to that gravitational power, so it couldn't get the black pendant at all. Following that swallowing power, I've been through lands of darkness and hit unknown objects. And then I went into the killing area, and both my star tower and the black pendant survived. Then I entered the extremely hot place. The abyss was extremely dangerous. Even Jiefanzi didn't have much recorded about it. Although Jiefanzi had entered here before, he had only adventured here for a short while, without inspecting it carefully. For one thing, it was much more difficult to leave the abyss than to enter, and it was extremely dangerous. Also, there weren't many true treasures born here. Dangerous without true treasures. It would be a waste of time to inspect it. The swallowing power is getting weaker. It's getting weaker. Luo Feng was exhilarated. The gravitational power was the strongest on the 4th day, and then it fluctuated after that. Luo Feng concluded that the gravitational power wouldn't this strong all the time. The gravitational power tumbled, and after only a short while, Golden Country was able to resist it. Luo Feng was overjoyed, and he initiated Golden Country. The blurry Golden Country enveloped the black object flying in the distance, and kept suppressing it to slow it down. It got closer and closer to Star Tower. A hand reached out from Star Tower, grabbed the black object, and put it back in the tower. Done. Luo Feng was joyful. Luo Feng was holding the black pendant in the bloody pyramid. The material of the black pendant was almost the same as that of the cyan keepsake. There were strange beast sculptures he had never seen before on the keepsake, and there were 9 fangs on the strange beast. Its eyes emitted fire as if it were the king of darkness. The black pendant represented the black secret space. Luo Feng nodded as he played with it. The objects in Universe Boat are indeed mysterious. The gravitational power is able to tear apart pinnacle true treasures, yet this one remains intact. Are there valuables in the black space? Luo Feng wondered. Actually, it was highly likely that there were valuables in the black space, especially valuables from the great beings from the first universe era. They didn't want their valuables to fall into the hands of those from the second universe era, or those from the original universe, so they'd rather keep them in the secret space and hide the keepsakes. Of course, some great beings would destroy the valuables outright. Different great beings had different ideas. I wish that 5 Chaos Master left some valuables in the secret space, Luo Feng thought. However, that secret space is a land of valuables. Black keepsakes, cyan keepsakes, and silver keepsakes, each of them represented 3 individual spaces. The secret space itself was very special. Luo Feng's original plan was to go to the black striped stone pillar to sharpen his willpower, which was why he closely followed that black keepsake. After such a long time being hit by gravitational power, without being protected by godly power, the life imprints in the black keepsake are already very weak. Luo Feng tried to make it recognize him as its master. The godly power went in, and it found that the life imprint inside was already very weak. After trying several times, the life imprint left by 5 Chaos Master was gone. The black keepsake would belong to Luo Feng once his life imprint was infused. The bloody pyramid landed on the green water layer. The green water was extremely cold and could rival frozen lake fire. If I got trapped in the abyss, it would be very difficult for me to get out. I need to carefully inspect this abyss first. The map left by Jiafanzi only has a very brief record of this abyss. Dimming golden light started to permeate on the green water. It was deep, enormous, and complex. Jiafanzi had only been here for a while, so perhaps he didn't even record 1/1,000,000th of this abyss. I need to depend on myself in this abyss. Luo Feng started to inspect his area carefully. After all, he would reside here for a while. Chaos airflow permeated everywhere in Universe Ocean. 2 beings were teleporting time and time again. The forces from them were both pretty ordinary, however, every Universe Master in Universe Ocean would be able to identify them. After all the Universe Masters adventuring Universe Ocean would be notified that some beings must not be messed with. These 2 could definitely not be messed with. They were the 3rd True Master, and the 6th True Master from Divine Eye Clan. The Soul Eye phantoms behind them had already disappeared, which made them look like ordinary human beings. 5 Chaos suffered a great loss this time, and those other races laughed at us of the Divine Eye Clan. Humph! This time, we'll show the power of our Divine Eye Clan together. Even the 2 Holy Lands don't dare to mess with us, yet that human from the original universe dared to. Indeed. The 2 Holy Universes didn't want to mess with the Divine Eye Clan. The Divine Eye Clan was indeed extremely powerful, as there were lots of Universe Masters. Of course, it was nothing compared to the 2 Holy Lands. However, there were 7 Universe Supreme Masters topping the 2 Holy Lands. Universe Supreme Masters wouldn't be bred in the Holy Universes. Besides, the small universes of the surviving Universe Supreme Masters from the Holy Lands were already annihilated. Even though they were still alive, their power was significantly weaker after the miniature universes were annihilated. Which meant the 2 Holy Lands were indeed intimidated by the Divine Eye Clan. The end is coming, a green-eyed man said. We have to take our last chance, and anyone who dares to mess with us will be punished. Luo Feng fell into the abyss with that 5 chaos. So the silver-winged true treasure and extermination godly armor are in the abyss. Some universe supreme masters will go, even that huge axe from the human race. Yeah, it's possible. Huge axe is young. Although he's powerful, he doesn't have a supreme true treasure, so he isn't our match. We have 7 universe supreme masters, and we obtained ancient techniques from the 3 lands of extremis. Perhaps only Teacher Origin can suppress us. As for the others, we don't need to be afraid. We will punish any universe supreme master who comes this time, especially Huge Axe. Yes. We've arrived. The seemingly ordinary beings arrived at Universe Boat. Universe Ocean, the inner area of titled Peak Sector. The waterfall covered everything, and there were giant rocks flying in it. A shining axe appeared. The giant axe was more than 90,000 kilometers long, and the head was enormous. There were ancient engraving sculptures on the haft. The engravings were mysterious, which made the huge axe gleam. It tore the space around it apart. The waterfall bounced back, and the huge rocks were cracked. All the laws retreated. Break. The space in front of it was clotted, and hence teleportation was impossible. However, the huge axe resisted all the laws, and it kept getting faster and faster. 100 times faster than light speed, 10,000 times faster than light speed. The speed kept surging, and after only several minutes, it made its way through this clotted area. Then it teleported and disappeared. Huge Axe Creator finally made his way out of Tilted Peak Sector, after lots of godly power, teleportation, and rapid movement. Finally, a huge, barefoot man was standing in the space right outside Tilted Peak Sector, watching the endless space in front of him. The Divine Eye clan is from the first universe era, so they'll act crazily, as they are facing the life limit. Besides, they are very proud of themselves and even look down upon the 2 holy lands. They'll seize this chance to show their power. Ha ha, Teacher Origin roamed Universe Ocean, and no universe supreme masters dare to be reckless in front of him. I'll take Teacher Origin as an example. With this huge axe, I'll be able to show my power. Divine Eye clan, I'll start with you. The barefoot huge man was furious and confident. With one teleportation after another, he soon left Tilted Peak Sector, and started to head off to Universe Boat. In the depths of the 9th abyss, the bloody pyramid was flying slowly, and it inspected the area around it using Golden Country. There were quite a few special areas in the abyss, and 99% of the areas could not be inspected by Luo Feng. No wonder the map left by Jie Fanzi is so brief. I can only use my eyes for inspection. Luo Feng looked out from the bloody pyramid. Star Tower was a supreme true treasure, so it couldn't block Luo Feng's sight. He used the most primitive way to inspect the surroundings. One day passed. The abyss is indeed very dangerous, said Luo Feng. Top-tier palace-type true treasures won't be able to survive more than 5 minutes, and even pinnacle palace-type true treasures won't survive more than a day. Luckily, I have Star Tower. Luo Feng was terrified by how dangerous the abyss was. He could run into places as dangerous as Lava Ocean, and the only difference from God-destroying stream was that there weren't being like molten lava devil god who would attack people. It's so dangerous, but there isn't a single true treasure born. This doesn't make sense. Normally, the more dangerous a place is, the more likely that powerful true treasures will be born, yet it's completely the opposite here. Luo Feng was confused. There were great beings from universe eras who came here for inspection. Yet they all proved that there weren't true treasures born in the abyss. Even if there were, they were left by dead great beings. Star Tower kept flying. It found different dangerous areas, yet it failed to find any valuables. Luo Feng frowned. He wasn't blocked by Star Tower, and he saw a black object. Go there. Luo Feng controlled Star Tower and flew there. It kept getting closer and closer. That black object looked like a black scale from extermination godly armor. Is it? Luo Feng looked excited. Star Tower flew into the windy area. Endless golden light permeated. Even though it was disturbed, it could still attack or bound, and it grabbed the black scale immediately. After a while, it took the black scale back in Star Tower. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. It's a scale from Extermination Godly Armor. I've found one. So the others are close. This video will end here.